In the midst of a global pandemic, one man has made it his mission to find the best carry-on luggage for big and tall people. Can it fit 2XL t-shirts? Can it fit size 18 shoes? Has he found the holy grail of carry-on luggage? Is it the perfect big and tall carry-on?
Spoiler alert, it's not. What's up everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today, we're gonna be going over a piece of carry-on luggage to see if it works for big and tall people. So let's get started. Before we get started, if you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I would love for you to subscribe to the channel and click the notification icon. That way you know when new videos come out and you can continue to help me grow. This is what we're gonna be going over today. Before we dive into it, let me tell you why I have been on the hunt for luggage. For anyone that has big feet like myself at size 18, you understand the hassles of traveling with more than one pair of shoes. If you don't have big feet and you've not had to worry about that, let me introduce you to a fact that not a lot of people understand about big and tall people. There's often times where if I'm gonna bring a second or a third pair of shoes, I have to have a separate bag or piece of luggage just for those shoes. So what I've been on the market for is a piece of carry-on luggage that can handle big shoes and also have room for clothing that can be all in one package. This here is the High Sierra Dells Canyon duffel bag. It is a 22-inch carry-on wheeled piece of luggage that will fit any airline for their carry-on requirements. But what makes this bag special is that it's a drop-bottom duffel bag. So let me show you what that means. Basically, your bag has two layers. You have your upper layer where you can keep stuff, and then you have this whole thick layer right here where you can keep stuff. The reason I wanted a drop bottom duffel is because it makes a perfect shoe compartment while also having room for your clothing and toiletries and things like that. What I was also trying to find was a budget piece of luggage, because you can easily spend $150 to $200 for a medium priced carry-on bag. The reason I went with the High Sierra is because this bag I found on Macy's.com for about $80. Now here's the problem when you're looking at luggage like this online. It's very hard to understand the structure of the pockets and how they work. This thing looked fantastic online. Once it came in, it's a whole nother story. So let's get into it so you can see why I thought it would be good for big and tall travel. And at the end, I'll let you know whether I give it my stamp of approval or not. So starting out, the dimensions of this bag are your standard carry-on size limits. It is 22 inches long, 14 inches wide, and 9 inches deep. That should be the right size to fit on most carry-on plain luggage storage areas, you know, up there at the top part. The reason I wanted this bag is the width. What you'll find, a lot of these bags that are meant for carry-on aren't as wide as this bag is. And what I was initially thinking is that, okay, my shoes are 14 inches long, so they would be able to fit here, and I could have two pairs side by side. And that's not quite the case, because what I wasn't thinking about is that the dimensions are on the outside of it, and I was just having a long day, so I didn't catch it. So what you'll notice in the inside, it has these straps that are actually meant to hold clothing down and help compress them. However, if you're gonna put shoes there, it doesn't really matter. What you'll see right here is actually access to the upper compartment area. Now what you'll notice are these bags for the pockets. This I was not able to see from the pictures online. So on the front of the bag here, it's got these nice handles, and the material's really good. It's a very tough, durable bag, and I expect that you would get a lot out of it. However, the storage in the top part is not great, and I'll show you why. So right here, you have two shoulder pockets. So what you'll notice is that that's how far that they actually go in. I can barely even get my hand in each pocket. And there's just like, what are you gonna put there? I mean, maybe some small toiletry items, but you know, for me, I think that's kind of a waste of space. But on the other side here, you have what is basically the equivalent of both of those shoulder pockets on the other end, but right here, that has a decent amount of room. You could probably fit a toiletry bag right there. And that's about it. There is this on the top this middle zipper, and what this does is it opens up to the center of the bag. But the problem is that you have all three pockets just kind of loose in here, and it doesn't really make sense, and there's not really a ton of room to actually put clothing. So if you look right here, you could probably fit some clothing right there, but then if you put anything in the pockets, you can't fit any clothing. So I looked up some more images on this bag, and they want you to put the clothing here, and these pockets are just for extra stuff. Well, that doesn't cut it for big and tall. I want to be able to put my shoes here and put my clothing here. However, since we're here and we're already looking at it, let's see how it actually works with shoes in it. Now remember, my shoes are size 18 and they are 14 inches long. So what my goal was to put them like this. Now the problem is that you have about 13 inches of width in here. Spoiler alert, with 14-inch shoes, that's not enough space to go side by side. So they're angled slightly. Now what you can do, if your shoes are thin enough, stack those like that and put your bulkier shoes at an angle like this. And then it closes flat. Look at that. And that's why I wanted a drop bottom duffel bag, because you can store shoes in it so well like this. But these top pockets just aren't gonna do it. But that gives you a good idea of what I'm targeting. Now what I started thinking about is that if you're gonna be traveling by carry-on only, then you're probably not gonna need a ton of shoes with you, because it's probably not gonna be that long of a trip. You'll have the shoes that you're wearing to the airport, and then you can put a pair of shoes in here. I don't really need 3 pairs of shoes for a short trip. So because of that, I think this is gonna be the best bet for a bag like this. You either put them in there vertically or at the angle, and then you have a little bit of extra space. For me, I'd probably put them in there vertically, probably put a toiletry bag right here, maybe something else here, and then have the clothing on the top. One thing to keep in mind, your shoes do need to be pretty low profile to be able to not get crushed by the top of this bag. Like these shoes aren't like super tall, you can see that. If you put them in there, toss it on top, no issues at all. So the idea of a drop bottom duffel bag is fantastic for big and tall travel. Just not this bag. So does it get the freaky tall stamp of approval? No. Because these pockets on top just don't make sense, and I could not see that on the website. But that's why I want to be able to review this stuff for you guys, so you don't have to waste time buying it. I'm gonna return this, and I've already got my eye on a couple other bags that are in a good budget range that I'll be reviewing soon, so stick around for those. But hopefully you understand the value and the importance of having that drop bottom area to tuck your shoes into and then have room for clothing. Because between this and a backpack, you could travel for several days at a time pretty comfortably. And that's my overall goal. Traveling big and tall is already so uncomfortable. So if I could find a way to make it easier, I would love to be able to do that. And I think this is a step in the right direction. However, a High Sierra bag just isn't it. So that's it. Because this bag was not exactly what I was looking for, I'm not gonna spend a ton of time with it, but I wanted to share with you my idea of what I'm targeting and why I'm going after that type of bag. The tough part about being big and tall is that everything around you is like that also. Your clothing, your shoes, everything is just gonna take up more space whenever you're traveling. So if you can find the right gear to put it in, it'll make traveling a lot less of a hassle. So if you found value in today's video, please feel free to click the like button and don't forget to subscribe. I will be releasing at least 1 video a week, but I'm gonna try to release the occasional 2nd video a week just to up the content so you guys have more to watch. Also, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. What do you want to see me review next? Is there anything that you've had your eyes on that you're wondering, would that work for you as a big and tall person? Or is there a big and tall product that you'd like to learn more about? Let me know and I'll take a look at it for you. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here and I appreciate your time. Again, I'm Corey from Freaky Tall Reviews. We'll see you next time.